I saw you the whole time. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. Poison my mind. You'll never be satisfied. Blame the divine. Eventually they'll find the time. And what if I believe you? Or what if I believe you? What if I go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. You can say anything you like. Go and give it your all. You can say anything you like. What if I believed you? What if I could? Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. Go on, give it your all tonight. Oh. That's not it. The fire fades, drawn from the storm's embrace. A curse has been placed on me. Seeking the shore, drifting away from the world as the darkness encircles make no sound. My heart says giving some time away. These voices tell me to fade away. Oh, my life's so cold, so deeply mad.
And welcome to Whiskey Oval _TV, back with the National Dirt Racing Association qualifying is just now underway. A quick 2-minute qualifying session here at the dirt track of Charlotte. It's where the National Dirt Racing Association is going to roll into here tonight. Got the updated points list. Somewhere. Right here. Dylan Perry, top of the charge. Has 2 wins. Average finish is second place. Dylan Perry. Second place is going to be Brooks, and third place is going to be Ethan. Neither of those drivers have picked up a race win for the National Dirt Racing Association this season. Cannon is going to be sitting there in fourth place in the championship points. And then Ryan A. Underwood, a driver that does have a win. Average start is 12th place. Average finish is a P2. Ryan A. Underwood with the dub. Right there in fifth place, actually tying with Nathan Reeves. You have Lucas Ruark as well. He's back there in the 7th place. Lucas has a win as well. So top 3, only Dylan Perry, the driver that's winning it, has 2 wins up there on the charts. And right now, Ryan Underwood does have the quick time. Finalizing some stuff over here on my side. And we'll get ready to rock and roll with the heat race number 1. Dirt and track at Charlotte. The officials were here this week. At least for the 360 sprints. A little bit of race info up there on your screen now for the National Dirt Racing Association. The track length is going to be a 0.3-mile racetrack. Temperature 66 degrees, 35% humidity for the weather. Daytime racing, afternoon dirt, late model action. And we have a big heat race for heat race number 1. Ryan Underwood with Team VLR, the number 46 machine. He'll be starting on pole with Joshua, the number 11 machine from the state of Florida. Colson, driver out of Georgia, 23 machine. He'll be starting up that second row with Lucas Ruark. He'll be starting in P4. Michael 5th, Carson 6th, Brenton, Trey, Bo, Gavin, Cameron, and Steven rounding out the race field. Only 1 pace lap out there. Pretty hard to get through the race lineup, and here we go. Green flags out. So we work side by side with each other. Joshua, he's going to grab the race lead over Ryan Underwood. Ryan Underwood tries to work back to the driver's side door, and he's there. Side by side coming across the line. Give it to Joshua, though, to lead that lap. But the 46 machine of Underwood, he throws a big-time slide job down in turns 1 and 2. They drag race back down into turn at number 3. A little bit of contact was made. Ryan Underwood gets pushed up the racetrack. Now here comes Colson down on to attack. Gonna fall right into the back bumper of the 46 machine. A side by side behind them for that for the 4th and 5th spot. The number 7 machine of Lucas. You have Gavin Gardner down there and Trey Fortner. Everybody with their elbows out, racing quite hard here. Outside look of the race field. There's our race leader, number 11, halfway home. The mama this time by as they barrel down into turns number 3. Underwood caught right back up to the back bumper, though. Team VLR driver hanging back in 2nd place. Colson, he's going to be in 3rd. Driver out of Georgia, 7 machine of Lucas Ruark. He'll be in P4. Then Carson Ruark rounding out the top 5. So a little bit of contact was made with the front 2 drivers, and now they're going to be side by side coming across the line once again. And Joshua leading another lap. The 46 machine of Underwood trying to figure out some way, somehow, to get around him. 2 laps this time by as they come down the front straightaway. Underwood looks a little bit stronger in turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2. They make contact. They're swapping paint. Heat race number 1's getting a little physical on the 46 machine. He's going to grab the race lead down to the bottom side of turns 3 and 4. And here comes Colson now in that 3rd spot. One more time around the dirt track at Charlotte. Joshua, he's going to try to throw a slide job. Will he do it? Not clear yet. He is clear this time by Underwood. What will he do? Joshua tries to block the slider line in turns 3 and 4. Last time coming out of turn 4, they're beating bang. He smashed the outside wall. Checker flag waves. And Ryan Underwood grabs the race lead. Joshua falls back to second, and Colson is going to finish there in the 3rd spot. Opening up heat race number 1, opening up the night with some very tight racing. A little bit of beating and banging, a little bit of trading of the paint. That stuff got close too. There's a heat race 1 results up there on your screen. Ryan Underwood, Josh Winley of Coulson, Lucas Ruark, Trey Carson, Gavin, Michael, Cameron, Bo, Brenton, and Steven rounding out that heat race to number 1. I believe everybody will be making it to the A main show here tonight. So back to it. Here's a race grid. Robert Tucker, he'll be on pole with Dylan Perry to the outside. Jonathan Byram, he'll be there in the 3rd place with Ethan to the outside of him. Nathan Reese rounding out that P5 with Cannon to his outside. Now will make up the 3rd row. Make up the 4th row is going to be Colton and Dennis. You have Bob Klein and then Brennan. Then you have Peyton L. Anderson rounding out the race field. So here we go. Stack them up, back them up. Let's do a little bit of shimmy and Shyman down into turn at number 1. Heat race number 2, 8 laps. On board with Robert Tucker, the 22 machine there on his trading paints. Number 19 up there on the scoring tower, blinks in and out for a quiet bit, for a quick second. Dylan Perry, he's going to be back in P2 now. Ethan, he's found himself in 3rd place. You have Cannon in 4th place, and then Nathan Rees. He's there to the high side of this number 73 machine, a little bit of light blue, all black car. He might find himself 3 wide for a slight bit. The 54 machine of Jonathan Byram up into the pictures, and they are making some contact. Cannon has moved up 2 spots here in heat race number 2. Bob Klein, he has moved up 4 spots, and he has cracked the top 5 with that number 24 machine. But back up front, it is all Robert Tucker. This time by into turns 3 and 4. They barrel into Dylan Perry, trying to catch back up to him. And Ethan, he has that 3rd spot locked down. The race is on for the 4th place on back. Cannon and Bob Klein nose to tail. Bob tries to look underneath that 33 machine, that Taco Bell car. Into turns 1 and 2, but did not make nothing happen. 1 minute, 38 seconds in the heat race to number 2. Best lap time up there on your race screen. Robert Tucker with a 15.639 does have the quick time. Outside shot of the race field as everybody's kind of single filed out. The white flag waves. Brendan White back here in PA. Peyton back in 9th, and then you have Dennis Gardner. They're going to be side by side for that 9th and 10th spot. But back up front, it is all Robert Tucker for heat race number 2. And what a dominating performance by the number 19 machine. Perry 2nd place, Ethan 3rd, Bob Klein 4th, and then Cannon rounding out the top 5. So heat race number 2 went a little bit smoother than heat race number 1. Not too much contact out there. Outside shot here, the dirt track of Charlotte. Consolation race, the LCQ, the B main, whatever you want to call it, regardless, the top 12 drivers are going to make it into the Mac Daddy show. So only 12 drivers are going to make it in. We had 2 big heat races. And now we're here for the consolation race. Don't want to end your night early. You want to keep on going. Let's get through the race grid, if we can. Trey Fortner, he'll be starting on the race pole with Cannon to the outside of him. Carson Ruark third, and Nathan Reese in P4. Gavin Gardner, he'll be starting there in fifth place with Jonathan Byram to his outside. Mike will be starting in 7th place. Brendan White, the number 12 machine, driver out of Illinois, will be starting in 8th place. Cameron Ritter, 9th place, and Dennis Gardner, driver out of Florida, the number 29 machine, he'll be rounding out the top 10. You have Bo in 11th, and then Peyton L. Anderson back there in the 12th spot. On down the list, Brenton Bacon 13th, Colton Malone 14th, and Stephen Brady, the 00 machine, driving out of the Mid-South. He'll be rounding out that 15th spot. So that's going to be the race grid. 15 cars out there on the raceway. Gavin Garner in the pits. Does not look like he'll be making, it looks like he did not make the race start. And Stephen Brady does not make the race start either. 12 cars are making it into the Mac Daddy show. 15 cars are in this, so a couple guys will have to go home. Actually, only 13 drivers. Only 13 machines out there on the raceway. Colton Malone back there in that 13th spot. It's only one driver. It's going to be going home here tonight. A little early. So here we go. Let's stack them up, back them up. Pace truck is off the field, is left all alone back there on the backstretch, slowly working in turns 3 and 4 now. The 29 machine of Trey and Canada 33 on the front row. Green flag waves, and Trey Fortner shoots out like a rocket. Yellow flag out. Yellow flag out quite early on. May not have liked that restart. And now there is some words being exchanged with some contact out there with Trey Fortner and Cannon. Did not like that restart, and now there's more contact being made all up there in the top 3. Only 8-lap race here. So they will go, looks like they'll be going back to a single file restart. Taco Bell on that 33 machine of Cannon. Looking up the points real quick. Dylan Perry up there on the top of the charge. Brooks is in 2nd place, and then Ethan rounding out the top 3 there in the championship points. Cannon, the guy that's here in this consolation race, running in 2nd place. He's sitting P4, and then Ryan Underwood and Nathan Reese rounding out the top 5. They're actually tied in points right now. So they try to get everything aligned back up here for the National Dirt Racing Association here for the LCQ. Thank you all for tuning in here to Wisco_TV. Long night of racing. Pace truck is off the raceway. These dirt late models are single filed up. Trey Fortner goes to the outside wall. He'll load up that right rear tire and smash the gas pedal. Here we go. Green flag out, and Cannon gets a lot better start. He's already to the inside of the number 29 machine. Slide and job for the race lead, and a little bit of contact made for Trey Fortner and Cannon. Side by side in turns 3 and 4. Now who's going to lead lap number 1? That's going to be Cannon. And now here comes Nathan Reese now, one of the drivers up in the top 5 in the championship points, trying to get up to 2nd place, and he does. Carson Ruark, he's be back and forth. They have a side-by-side battle, actually. 3-wide battle back here for the P5 spot. Michael Dunn, Jonathan Byram, and then Cameron Ritter all battling out. Here comes the 09 machine of Bo Stencil. Bo trying to stick his nose in there for a slight bit. He has moved up 3 spots in this consolation race. Remember, top 12 drivers move on, and we only have an 8-lap race here. Back up front, we have a good battle out for the race lead. Cannon, our race leader, Nathan Reese, tries to look down to the bottom side in turns 3 and 4. Can he make something happen? Cannon hits the slick come out of turn forward for a slight bit. Doesn't look like it hurt his speed too much, though. Here comes Nathan Reese, looking very strong down on the bottom side. Was able to keep that dirt late model a lot straighter than the 33 machine. That middle side a little bit more slicker. And here comes the 73 of Nathan Reese. He's going to leave that lap with 2 laps to go. A little bit of contact was made there as Cannon. He slides up the racetrack in turns 1 and 2 as a yellow flag is going to wave once again out there on the raceway. Yellow flag back out for the second time here tonight, and Trey Fortner was slowly reeling in the top 2 back there in that 3rd spot. Michael being shown red up there on the program. Looks like he is in the pits as well. So here's a replay. This is what happened to this driver here. The 007 machine, the all-black car. Driver out of Florida. A little slow-mo. There's a tractor tire down there somewhere, and yep, there he goes. He absolutely smashes it right in front of the race field, and does anyone tag him? Only one guy kind of tags him. Everyone else, great job by avoiding him. And then he goes ahead and jumps the tractor tire. So back to light mode, back to race mode. Michael is now on the outside looking in for the A main show. Dennis Gardner, the number 25 machine up there on the scoring tower, but that 11 machine down there on his training paints. He is in the show right now. Will he be able to hold it? You have Peyton L. Anderson, Gavin Gardner, Brennan White, and Colton Malone right there in front of him. One driver will be gone home. Single file restart for Nathan Reese. Cannon P2, Trey Fortner rounding out the top 3. 2 laps to go this time by. We'll watch the top guys for a slight bit, but if they get lined out, we're going straight back to the back row there. And the checkered flag's on the way. These consolation races do have a time limit of 5 minutes, I believe. I know we went to about 5 minutes and 30 seconds, but that's how that's going to shake up. And I believe, man, sucks to end that show like that. I think Michael's going to be on the outside looking in. So Peyton L. Anderson is going to be the last driver to make it into the race show. So warm-up is underway right now. These drivers will try to dial in their setups. Lucas Rourke, Dylan Perry up there on the top of the charts right now. The 23 machine going a little bit of off-road, and it looks like the NASCAR race this afternoon at the road course at Indianapolis Speedway. What a wreck fest that was there towards the end, man. Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe. You had Kyle Larson up there. He gets bumped off the raceway. That curb absolutely took out about half the race field. NASCAR race, absolute chaos out there at the end of the race. It was so bad that they switched the race from local NBC to NBC Sports Network so they can show the amateur golf tournament. Kyle Larson, obviously, he won the Knoxville Nationals last night for the 60th annual NOS Energy Knoxville Nationals. What a run by him. Donnie Schatz gave it all he got in turns 3 and 4 there on that last lap. Just came up quite short, though. Warm-up is underway. I believe they do have a 3-minute warm-up session out there on the raceway. As everyone tries to get their stuff all dialed in. Ryan Underwood top of the charts with a 15.748. Robert Tucker there in second. Bo Stencil third place. Cameron Ritter fourth place. And then Colton Malone rounding out the top 5. From the top 10 drivers in points, only one guy in the top 10 has two victories. And that's Dylan Perry. Everyone else either has 0 wins or only 1 win. Ryan Underwood and Lucas Ruark are the other 2 drivers that do have a dub next to their name. Brooks is in 2nd place, behind about 36 points or so. I don't see Brooks out there on the raceway. So the 2nd place guy in points does not make the race, as a warm-up is finally going to wave. We're getting ready to go for the Mac Daddy Show now here on Whiskey Oval _ TV. Much appreciated to everyone tuning in here tonight. It's going to be a long A-main show here at the dirt track of Charlotte. It's going to be a fun one, though. We'll see how tonight's A-main show all shakes out. Let's get through the lineup, get this show set up. For the National Dirt Racing Association, 20 drivers are going to make the race start. And this is how the grid is going to line up for the dirt track at Charlotte. Ryan Underwood, Team VLR driver, the number 46 machine. He'll be starting on pole with Robert Tucker, the number 19, to the outside. You have Joshua, driver from Florida. He'll be starting in 3rd place. And then the points leader for the National Dirt Racing Association, he'll be starting in 4th place. Driver out of Georgia, Dylan Perry. Colson will be rounding out the P5, and then Ethan there in the 6th spot. Lucas Ruark will be starting in 7th place, so with Bob Klein to the outside. Rounding out the top 10, that's going to be Nathan Reese, and then Cannon, the number 33 machine. You have Trey in 11th place, and then Carson Ruark back there in the 12th spot. On and down the list, 13th spot, that's going to be Jonathan Byram and Bo Stencil. Cameron Ritter and Gavin Gardner. You have Brennan White and Colton Malone. And then the last row is going to be Dennis Garner and Peyton L. Anderson. This is it. 50 laps around the dirt track at Charlotte for the National Dirt Racing Association. Dirt late models. Side by side. As they slowly work down into turns at number 3 and 4, they're left all by themselves. Green flag is going to wave. Ryan Underwood steps on the loud pedal. Robert Tucker to the outside, and we're going to shimmy a shine down to turn number 1. And yellow flag is going to be waved quite early. Only 25 seconds is the limit there. And a yellow flag waved before, right when they came across the start-finish line, about to barrel down into turn. And number 1, Canada, the 33 machine, the driver that had an advance out of the Constellation race. He's back into the pits. Bob Klein is in the pits as well. So 2 drivers early on into the pits already. That's exactly what happened. Watch that top car, the 33 machine, kind of trying to find a lane to himself, and the number 7 machine gets spun. And those guys had absolutely nowhere to go. He does a gracious flip right on the hood. Is anyone trying to flip him over? No, he grabs a toe. So a driver out of Georgia, tough start for his 50-lap A-main show. Ryan Underwood with Team VLR, he pulls into pit road now. That's going to leave Joshua, the number 11 machine, out there on the top spot. Dylan Perry now is going to move up to P2. Then you have, looks like Ethan or Lucas Ruark is going to be rounding out the top 3. Lights on the pace truck are still on, so we'll have to go one more time around. But already a very, very shaky start up there on the very front of the field. We've seen in E-Race number 1 a lot of elbows up racing there. A lot of swapping for the top spot, and a lot of beating and banging, a lot of paint swap. Heat race to number 2. That was a lot better, cleaner of a race. And then the Constellation race, they just expired on time. So the pace truck is going to pull off the raceway. Single file restart for the National Dirt Racing Association. Joshua's going to be on the front row with Dylan Perry, and then Ethan rounding out the top 3. 7 machine trying to time the start just perfect. Almost did. We have one driver blinking in and out, back under green flag conditions. Outside shot of the race field as we work into turns 3 and 4, kind of following the mid-pack right now. Cameron Ritter is who we're on board with, the double deuce machine. He's back to 6th place, battling out with Carson Ruark there to the outside now. The 22 machine is side by side with the 05 of Carson Ruark as they barrel down in turns number 3 and 4. Up front, though, it's all Joshua's race. Dylan Perry still holding back P2. 2 different lines for the top 2 drivers. Our race leader likes that bottom side part of the racetrack, but here comes Ethan now trying to look to the inside of Dylan Perry. Dylan Perry, he gets shoved right out of the way. He kind of runs that slider line in turns 3 and 4 as they work side by side, coming across the line once again. Joshua, he moves out to the outside wall now. Don't count out Nathan Rees. He's back here just buying his time, waiting and trying to figure out where he needs to make his move at. Slick is starting to form there in the middle part of the raceway. Side by side for the race lead. Ethan and Joshua down into turn number 3. The number 11 machine is Joshua. Ethan is on number 1 machine there on his trading paint. 17 up there on the scoring tower. He'll be down to the bottom side part of the racetrack with Dylan Perry really working this middle side part of the raceway here, the dirt track of Charlotte. Working lap 8 of 50 now. Throw a blanket over the top 4, and then Jonathan Byram, he's the driver rounding out the top 5. He's slowly starting to work his way up into the mix. 4 minutes and 46 seconds here in the Mac Daddy show, and the yellow flag is going to wave once again for the second time here this afternoon. You can see kind of back there on the back stretch, a lot of guys are 3 wide, a lot of bunched up race cars back there. And then Cameron Ritter, he's being shown into the pits right now. See what happened to the double deuce machine. We was following on board with him for a little bit, and man, they just made contact coming across the line, and then Cameron Ritter absolutely smashes the outside wall and then flips right on his hood. Flip on your wheels, kid. And then the 12 machine made sure that he did not flip on his race wheels. So he's back into the pits. He'll have to sit there for a couple minutes. Ryan Underwood back into the pit road once again. That's the second time to be on pit road. Dirt track at Charlotte, one of the pristine racetracks. One of my favorites here on the iRacing platform. It'll be another single file restart. The lights on the pace truck is off this time by, so everybody will be bunched back up. The pace truck will pull off there on the middle side part of the backstretch. And we'll go on back to Carina Flag Racing here on Whiskey Oval _TV. Pace truck leaves the field all by themselves there in the middle part of the backstretch. Ethan, who'll be a race starter. Joshua, P2. Dylan Perry, the points leader for the National Dirt Racing Association, will be restarting there in the 3rd spot. Here we go, back under green flag. Yellow flag back out. Yellow flag back out. We have another guy stuck right on his race hood for the 3rd time. Every caution flag, we have some guy flipped over. That time, they barely made it on the backstretch before the yellow flag came out. 7 minutes and 14 seconds in this race. We've only ran 11 laps. Obviously, caution laps will not count for this 50-lapper. Reading through some of these comments, Trey Sinclair says, hi, Jake. What's up, Travis? Tyler Burkett says, let's go Mecca. Hunter Conley says, let's go Bob Klein. Bob Klein, unfortunately, no, he did. He did make the A-Bane. Bob Klein back there in that 24 machine. Andy Piercefield says, good luck, Dylan Perry. Then Hood Up Motorsports says, good luck, Hood Up Motorsports driver Bob Klein. Let's get the dub. Or, sorry, let's get the win. Unquote. Ethan's having a little bit of connection issues. Our race leader, the all-blue machine. Keep an eye out on that. See if a race controller says anything about that. Dylan Perry been up there in the mix all race long. Then Nathan Reese, a 43 machine. Or, sorry, the 73 machine. Kind of been sitting back there in the 4th place. Don't know what type of speed Mr. Reese has. But he has yet to pick up a win here for the National Dirt Racing Association. Average finish this season is 8th place. So we'll see if Nathan Reese can do anything there in the 73 machine. 40 laps to go. Lights on the pace truck should be going off this time by. As Kenny has liked the stream, much appreciated, Kenny. Joe has liked it. David has liked it. And if I miss anyone else, sorry about that. Stefan has liked it. Brian has liked and shared and followed. So Brian is winning right now. So pace truck is off. Green flag this time by. Outside shot of the race field. And there goes our race leader blinking in and out once again. Side by side for 2nd place. Side by side for 3rd and 4th place now as they work into turns 3 and 4. Ethan trying to hold the top point, but Dylan Perry, the driver that has 2 wins of the race season, he's looking to get the race lead. Contact up there next to the outside wall, and Dylan Perry, some way, somehow, he made 2 passes in 1 turn. And here comes Jonathan Byram barreling down on the bottom side, and I believe the caution flag has gone away back here in turns 3 and 4. We have a parking lot of cars. One guy flipping end over end. Come out of turn 4. Yellow flag back out once again very early on. Not much respect being showed out there on the raceway for some of these drivers. Trying to make 1 lap and just contact after contact after contact. One driver self-flipped over on his hood. I believe that might be Colton Malone. And it is. Waiting for a buddy to flip him over. Waiting for the safety team out there. Will anyone flip over Colton Malone? That's going to be the question. Number 7 machine, Dylan Perry. He says no thanks. 2nd place says no thanks. 3rd place. He finally gets the tow and he's into pit road now. So caution once again on lap number 14. I got the replay for this one. Don't know where to start. We'll start right here. This is in the back part of the raceway. This was a driver that was flipping end over end. Oh, that's Jonathan Byram flipping, and then everybody else, just absolute chaos out there on the raceway. Here's the boys up here in the chopper mode. Watch the 54 machine. Absolutely throws a massive dive bomb on Dylan Perry and the rest of the field. Tickles a tractor tire. Slides up the raceway. Nathan Reese, the 73 machine, had absolutely nowhere to go. He flips him right on over. And then everything else is just absolute chaos. Watch this out of Dennis Gardner's view. It's kind of here in the back part of the raceway, too. Where are you going to go? Just barreled through some guys. Had absolutely nowhere to go, but Dennis Gardner kind of went through there unscathed. So back under green flag. Here we go. Dylan Perry, he is our race leader now, lap 16. He has moved up 3 spots here in the Mac Daddy Show to grab the race lead. He grabbed it quite early. Joshua, he's moved up 1 spot. Ethan has moved up 4 spots now. On down the raceway, Trey Fortner there in the 29 machine. He's trying to work his way out there on the high side part of the racetrack, trying to bang off the cushion there in turns 1 and 2. The 22 machine, or the number 19 there on the scoring tower. He's going to grab 4th place. So the 29 machine, Fortner falls back a spot, rounding out the top 5. That's Carson Ruark all over the back bumper of him. A little bit of contact. Ruark all over the back bumper of the 29 machine. On down the list, Nathan Reese, he's back there now. Lucas Ruark, Nathan Reese, and then Cannon rounding out the top 10 there in the number 33 machine. You have Ryan Underwood in 11th place. He was our race leader for Team VLR. He's back to 11th place. He has lost 10 spots in the Mac Daddy Show. Slowly starting work his way back up. And Nathan Reese has all kinds of passenger side damage. Right side damage, 46 of Ryan Underwood. Working his way up through the race field with 30 laps to go. Last lap time's up there on your race screen. And Dylan Perry has it. Side by side still for 2nd place. Then Robert Tucker back there in the 4th spot. Tucker haven't really talked much about this number 22 machine as he sits in this 4th spot trying to find a way to pass these 2 guys that have been side by side this entire green flag run. 14 minutes and 27 seconds here in the Mac Daddy Show is complete. We're on lap 22 of 50, the top 4. You can wad them up. Almost throw a blanket over them, but Dylan Perry slowly starting to pull away now. Ethan finally got away from Joshua. Now Robert Tucker is going to work him over there on the bottom side part of the racetrack. A little bit of contact was made right before they entered in turn number 3. We have a 2-lane racetrack here at Dirt Track of Charlotte. Robert working that kind of middle side part of the raceway. The 11, Joshua, worked the high side part of the raceway. And he is getting ran over right now. The 29 machine, Trey Fortner, hard on the brakes to keep Joshua straight. Mecca Motorsports driver, 29. He moved up 5 spots. Carson Ruark, he has moved up 5 spots as well. And then Ryan Underwood, he's still up there in the mix, still trying to slice and dice his way through the race field. Trying to get underneath Carson Ruark, a little bit of 3 wide coming across the line, but the 46 machine of Underwood trying to work his way up, and he finally gets around Carson Ruark. Now he has his sights set for Trey Fortner. Ryan Underwood has been into the pits not once but 2 times here for the Mac Daddy Show. Was our pole sitter. Got into a very early wreck, had to come into the pits. Slowly working his way back up front, trying to get around Fortner. Looks like he will this time by, and coming out of turn 4, he's going to throw that slide job on the 29. Almost leaving a gap out there for Fortner, but that closed out very quick. Back to our race leader, though, Dylan Perry. Absolutely has a very comfortable lead. Last thing that driver wants to see is a yellow flag. Ethan P2, Robert Tucker rounding out the top 3, and Bob Klein. A couple guys there in the chat is rooting for Bob Klein, a Hood Up Motorsports driver. He's rounding out the top 4. Hood Up Motorsports driver, the 24 machine, big time contact. We have a guy upside down into the apex of turns 3 and 4. With 20 laps to go, the caution is going to come out for the 6th time here tonight. Robert Tucker showing red up on the program. I believe that was the driver that was ended upside down there on his hood. Every caution flag we have had a flip. This one, not any different. The driver's going to have to restack them and repack them. Bunch them all back up once again and let them loose. Man, jumps a cushion in turns 1 and 2, smashed the outside wall. The left machine, he ran right through him. He had nowhere to go. Grabbed the toe as quick as he could, but the caution already waved out there on the raceway. So here's our race field. Dylan Perry, Ethan, Bob Klein rounding out the top 3. Joshua, 4th place. Ryan Underwood is now up to P5. Can Underwood make it all the way back up to the race field in 20 laps? Here we go. Number 11 machine of Joshua trying to work the outside part of the racetrack. He is trying to get around the number 7 machine. Don't know if he'll be able to do it this time by, though. Still all the way next to the outside wall up there on the high and scary side. And here comes Ryan Underwood now. Underwood trying to crack the top 4. Inside the cockpit mode of the 46 machine. Bob Klein and Ethan there right in front of him. That is Bob Klein down there on the bottom side. Number 7 machine there on his trading paints. 24 up there on the scoring tower. Dylan Perry absolutely loving what he's seeing in his rearview mirror, though, as they go barreling down into turns 3 and 4. Lots of grip up there on the high side, and here comes Underwood trying to put a lot of pressure on Bob Klein. Bob Klein doing a very good job, though, of just keeping his patience. Just shy of 20 minutes here in the Mac Daddy Show. Dylan Perry grabbed the race lead and has not looked back, and right now he has a very good gap on the race field. A 1.3 second lead over Bob Klein and Ryan Underwood. Joshua P4, Trey Fortner rounding out the top 5. The number 17 machine of Ethan is slowly starting to fall back now. He's back to the 6th spot. This driver was battling for the race lead, battling for the top 3 all the race long, but with about 15 laps to go, he has fell off the pace. Bo, the 09 machine, haven't really talked much about this driver. He has cracked the top 10. Right now, he's up to 7th place, and Bo has moved up 7 spots here in the Mac Daddy Show. Cannon is 8th place. Colson, 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Carson Ruart. Back there in the 05 machine as he tries to work the outside of Colson now. All battling for that inside of the top 10 in points. But the driver that has finally made it up to 2nd place is this driver of Ryan Underwood. Trying to work the high and scary side all the way around the dirt track is Charlotte, our race leader of Dylan Perry. Kind of working that middle side part of the raceway. 2 different lines for the top 2. How will it all pan out with 11 laps to go? Dylan Perry does have a 1.2 second lead over Ryan Underwood. Keep that in mind as these laps wind down. We're 20 minutes and 47 seconds into the Mac Daddy Show. Hopefully the caution laps are done for. We'll go green flag racing for the rest of the way. Side by side back here for the top 3 now. Joshua and Bob Klein, they're going to duke it out, but don't count out Trey Fortner to that now in the 29 machine. The race leader did have a 1.3. He now has a 1 second lead over Ryan Underwood. 9 laps to go. Falling on board with the top 3 now. Throw the blanket over the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place of Joshua, Bob, and Trey Fortner as they all battle it out. Fortner's been quick all night long, just has not had the racing luck. Outside of Bob Klein now. Bob still working all the way down to the inside tractor tires. Everyone else has slowly moved their way out to the outside wall, but Bob Klein is being very dedicated down to the bottom side. Dylan Perry did have a 1 second lead last time we checked in on him. He has a 0.8 second lead now over Ryan Underwood. Ryan Underwood trying to close the gap as quick as he possibly can. The last lap times are up there on the raceway, or up there on your screen now. A 16.4 for Perry. Underwood a 16.3 as the laps update. And once again, Underwood closing in on him. 6 laps to go for these 2 drivers. Work down the backstretch and into turns 3 and 4. Who's going to come out on top? A handful of laps around the dirt track of Charlotte for the National Dirt Racing Association. And lap after lap, Ryan Underwood is running just a click faster than a race leader of Dylan Perry. The gap, 0.7. Might be 0.6 when we come out at turn 4, and there it is, a 0.6 second lead. Ryan Underwood is laser focused, has a right rear tire next to the outside wall. A half a second lead for Dylan Perry with 4 laps to go. Checking on board real quick with third place, the number 11 machine, Joshua. He chooses the outside. Trey Fortner, he's trying to do a slide job. No, not clear. He'll leave that one spot open for the outside runner-up, Joshua. Bob Klein, he just fell back, but he's still up in the top 5. Ethan, 6th place. Bose, 7th place, and the caution flag is going to wave, with Dylan Perry had a 0.4 second lead over Ryan Underwood. And the caution flag is going away with only 3 laps to go around the dirt track at Charlotte for the National Dirt Racing Association. That was going to be the battle for the ages. Man, you hate to see it. You thought we was going to have 2 heavyweight contenders battling out all the way to the last lap. See what happened in turns 3 and 4. And the caution is going to wave with only 3 laps to go. Caution came out, I think it's the 8th caution now. We have 3 drivers up there on the race screen. We'll see what happened to a couple of these guys. Gavin Gardner, the 18 machine, showing red. Don't believe he caused it, but there we go. That's how that happened. Got clipped right on the back bumper, got sent right to the outside wall. So back to live mode, back to race mode we go. Who's your pick? Dylan Perry, driver that's leading it. Ryan Underwood back up to 2nd place. You have Joshua in 3rd and Trey Fortner rounding out the top 4. Sorry, Joshua in 3rd, Trey Fortner in 4th, and Bob Klein rounding out the top 5. A 3-lap shootout here at the dirt track of Charlotte. Dylan Perry slows up the race field. Load up the right rear tire, step on the loud pedal, kids, and here we go. We're going to shimmy a shime down to turn number 1. Ryan Underwood, very good restart, and he hangs right to the back bumper of our race leader of Dylan Perry. 3 wide behind the top 2. Contact being made with Dylan Perry and Ryan Underwood. Into turns 3 and 4. Slide job for the race lead for Ryan Underwood. Crossover by Dylan Perry. 2 laps to go. 2 laps ago now. Ryan Underwood went for it, did not get it. Dylan Perry, big time crossover move. They're going to be single file down the backstretch. Into turns 3 and 4 now. Underwood blinking in and out now. Will his internet connection hold? Side by side and chaos behind him, and side by side for the white flag. One more time around the dirt track of Charlotte. Dylan Perry there to the high side. Ryan Underwood captures a race lead coming out of turn 4. Last time. For the final time in turns 3 and 4, side by side. Ryan Underwood, high side. Dylan Perry, contact. Spins him across the line. Checkered flag waves. Checkered flag waves. I believe Ryan Underwood has won this race. Dylan Perry, 2nd place. And Joshua's coming home in 3rd. Bob Klein, 4th. And Ethan rounding out the top 5. What a race that was. A 50-lap race here. The dirt track at Charlotte has finished with chaos coming out of turn 4 all the way to the checkered flag. As they line up for that classic iRacing photo shoot as I gather my thoughts. White flag waves, checkered flag waves. We'll see. Check this out. So this is turns 1 and 2, this here. Dylan Perry looks like he gets loose trying to come out of turn 4. Did not get the best of exit. So down in turns 3 and 4, they go. Dylan Perry, bottom side, slides up the racetrack. And this will all tell all. There it is. Contact, driver's side door. 46 machine may have tapped the outside wall. No, he never did. And there it is. That's a checkered flag right there. Ryan Underwood winning by a spoiler. The rear spoiler at that. That's how he won it. This is all back here for the I don't know what place this is. This is Trey Fortner coming to the race line. As we jump into the Discord page, we'll try to get an interview with the top 3 drivers. So final results up there on your race screen. That's how that's all going to shake out. After 50 laps, chaos of an ending. But the driver that's going to finish in 3rd place is going to be Joshua. And Joshua, how was it out there, man?
Oh, it was a pretty good race. The track seemed to be pretty racy the whole race, to be honest. I mean, there was a bottom at the beginning, and then it kind of moved up towards the end, and we could still run through the middle and pass race cars, and it was a pretty fun race.
You battled out for the race lead for quite a bit, man. There in the early parts of the night, and then but overall, man, finishing there in the 3rd place. What was your car missing?
I think we could have been a little tighter. We set up because we seen the track reset, and we kind of just changed some things, and I think we could have been a little tighter through the slick. But all in all, it's still a pretty good night. I mean, the car was good, and I can't thank everyone who helps me.
Very cool, man. Finishing 3rd place here for the National Dirt Racing Association. Congratulations. You got any sponsors that or friends, family, or teammates that you like to thank?
Yeah, my mom, my dad, Sam's Vending, Hammered Outdoors, Kevtron Media, Lucas and Colson and all them and the other teams for helping me with setups and hitting me what kind of lap times we're running or what the leader's doing and all that good stuff. And definitely big shout out to Carden because none of this would be possible without him. And shout out to NDRA.
Very cool, man. Hopefully we'll catch you next Sunday.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thanks, bud. And the driver that's going to finish in 2nd place, the driver that has 2 wins of the season, almost made it 3. That's going to be Dylan Perry. And Perry, man, led a lot of laps here at the dirt track at Charlotte, but man, overall just lost it just by a slight bit.
On the scoring thing, it shows that I won, but all in all, I just kind of gave Underwood back what he's been doing to everybody. So that's just all I got to say about what happened between me and him.
Into turns 3 and 4, man. You went for that kind of a slide job type of line coming out of 4. Did your car get loose? I know you guys made contact, but was it on purpose? Will your car just slide up?
I mean, I got tight and I got into him a little bit, but it's just one of those things that happens, and it's just one of the things that happens.
Very cool, man. Well, you already have 2 wins. You might have 3. I don't know exactly who wins, so we'll let the race controller all settle that out. But, man, absolute fun night here at the dirt track at Charlotte. 50 laps. You got to have any friends, family, sponsors that you would like to thank?
Yeah, Andy over at Cool Ray. I know I thank him every week, but he's been a bunch of help. All the guys over at CBR and just them helping me just throughout the night to make sure I wasn't just way out in left field.
Very cool. Dylan Perry, much appreciated, man. Hopefully we'll catch you next Sunday.
Sounds good.
Thanks, man. Dylan Perry finishing in the 2nd spot. That's what my scoring and timing show. But the driver that I believe that won is going to be Ryan Underwood. I don't know. Actually, now it shows Ryan Underwood. Ryan, where do you think you finished, man?
I finished 2nd, set it on the timing sheet, but I guess his transponder was located in the wrong spot. But that whole deal coming towards the end of the race, that was just dumb, and I've lost all my respect for Dylan.
Dude, you started on the race pole. I've seen you go into the pits 2 times. That first time, very early on. What was going on there?
Just the car don't feel right half the time, and I don't know what it is, but when I get a piss, the car just feels way better to me, and I knew it would be easy to make my way back up there. I just got caught up in the other people's mess, and I should have been up there way faster and easily could have passed Dylan. And once I got to 2nd, I was trying to reel him down. I found the line. It was fast, and I was catching him pretty easy, but it just wasn't fast enough. And I switched to his line, and I started to reel him down. And I don't think that caution there, it might have helped a little bit, but I think I still would have been able to get to him and would have been able to pass him, but we'll never know.
Late race restart. You started back in 2nd place. You threw a slide job, I guess, with one lap to go. Do you wish do you think you threw it 1 lap too early?
No, I was expecting him to cut down. I left him the whole racetrack, and he took it and just used me up, and I was racing him clean and wanted to. He was way slower than me, and we're wide open. I ain't got nowhere to check up. So I got into him. Whoop-de-doo. I never wrecked him or anything like that, but we'll just go on to next week, and we'll win the race. There ain't nothing to it.
Very cool. Ryan Underwood, congratulations, man. You got any friends, family, sponsors?
Y'all for putting on the broadcast. Everybody at Team VLR, CI Performance, CFME Sports, Majulisi, Setup Shop, Chad and Brittany over there at Mecca Motorsports, Northside Graphics and Designs. All they do for me, Beehive Media, and Scout for Race Wraps.
Very cool, man. Congratulations. We'll see you next Sunday.
Thank you.
Ryan Underwood finishing there in the second spot. My apologies. My final results show that he did finish in second, but scoring timing showed he won the race. They're on my screen. Regardless, finishing in second place by .0015 is how much he lost it. But what drama building we have for the National Dirt Racing Association. Ryan Underwood calling out the field, said it's nothing to it to win this thing next week. We'll see how that all works out. Dylan Perry says he drove him like how Ryan Underwood drove him for the rest of the season or something like that. It's going to be fun. Next Sunday, National Dirt Racing Association will be back live here on Facebook or YouTube here on WhiskeyOval_TV. 50 lapper here at the dirt track at Charlotte. That was fun. Let me hear your guys' thoughts here in the chat. Jonathan Byram coming from Field Filler. Underwood. I don't know. A lot of people happy. A lot of people not happy. It was fun though, man. Late race caution threw everything up in the wind. There was no caution. I don't know. That would have came to the last corner. If there was a caution, it still came all the way down to the last corner. That was fun. Final results up there on your screen one last time. Dylan Perry wins it by .015. Ryan Underwood P2. Joshua third. Bob Klein rounding out the top four. Then Ethan rounding out the top five. Hood Up Motorsports for Bob Klein there, the fourth spot. Mecca Motorsports for Trey Fortner. Bo 7th, Nathan 8th, Colton Malone 9th, and then Cameron Redder rounding out the top 10. You have Colson back in 11th place, Carson Ruark in 12th. You have Dennis 13th, Cannon, Gavin, Lucas, Robert, and Brennan White. And then the last two spots out there on the raceway is Jonathan and then Peyton L. Anderson. Peyton, shoot me a message here on Discord, man. I'll help you out with your picture and your team logo and whatnot. As seen in the chat, National Dirt Racing Association did not disappoint. That's going to do it here for me for this race. Have another race at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. Nodak Outlaw Sim League, the 410 Sprint Cars. They'll be at Knoxville Raceway tonight. So that will be fun. Make sure you guys tune in for that. Let me hear you guys' thoughts there in the chat of what all went down. Congratulations to the top three. Thanks for everyone for tuning in here at WhiskeyOval_TV. Thanks for all the comments, likes, and shares. Absolutely love the drama building that's happening for the NDRA. If you guys would like to join this action, go check them out on Facebook. Shoot them a message. Tell them Whiskey Oval sent you. And get hooked up. Race some live events with these guys. Till next time. Next Sunday at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern, we'll be back live with the National Dirt Racing Association. Everyone, please take care. Stay safe. Enjoy your Monday work week. I took all next week off from work, so I'm pretty happy. New iRacing season, a new iRacing week coming up Monday evening. So everyone get some practice in. Enjoy it. Until then, we'll talk to you guys later.